Welcome back. Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And first off, I'd like to say thank you to Zelric, who graciously sent this knife on loan as a pass around. And this knife is the We Knives 718 Array. This is a new model for 2018. It hasn't yet hit stores, so let's take a look at it. And what do we have here? We have a blade length of 3 3/4 inches long. We have a cutting edge of about 3 1/4, total length of about 8.5 inches. Your grip area from here to here is about 4 inches. Your handle thickness is about 0.51 inches, just a hair over a ½ inch. Your blade stock on this guy is 0.157 inches and around about 3.95 millimeters. And then something that's a very interesting stat, from here to here in width is just 1.069 inches. So very, very sleek, slender knife. That's a very appealing quality, and let's get into it. This nice, sexy, I call it an ice pick blade shape. You got this drop point blade with that stone washed bevels with the satin flats, and then you also have that stone wash inside that blood groove / fuller. You have no billboarding whatsoever on this knife. The only marking you have on this knife is the blade steel designation is CPMS 35VN, which is good to go, especially from the knives I've tested from We. They definitely do a good job on their heat treating. Also, you have some, close to aggressive jimping, but it's only aggressive when you bear down on it. There you go. Let's get a shot of that. Definitely is functional jimping. You have that We Signature 0 ground tip that's close to a polished. They do a good job on that. Knife came super sharp out of box. You have right here your forward finger choil that does work as a finger choil. As you can see, I don't have fat fingers, but you can, how this gradually slopes, you can get back here, but it definitely works for me. I have a medium-sized hand, medium-sized glove. There you go. That thing just looks fast when it's sitting there. Let's go to the flipper tab. This knife is riding on there, the normal ceramic bearing, ceramic detent. You have jimping on the flipper tab. That definitely grabs the finger, and the action is nice and snappy. There you go. Great action there, and it'll fall with a little bit of shaking. This knife is brand new, so it will probably break in more. You come back to the handles. You got some nice milling lines in here that go with the aesthetics of the knife, I think. You have pretty much a straight line going right here. Then you have the swoop here, and then the swoop right up in the back area this way. You have the new style hardware with the Torx fastener on this side. That's something I love to see. As you can see, you have a beautiful blue anode that has a stone wash to it. It kind of looks like it was blasted, then anode, then stone washed. I like that. It's not super slick. You also have some milled lines around the chamfers, all the way around, all the way to right here. Then you have some nice softened edges right here. You have some jimping up top right here, and some jimping on the tie backspacer with the lanyard tube, lanyard hole. The ergos on this knife and this grip right here, they're good. Choked up, it's good. This is good. And the reverse grip that I never use is okay, but being that it's such a slender knife, I don't think it's really meant for that. I would call this a EDC office carry, or just a lightweight EDC. Not going to be your hard use, heavy duty type knife, but hey, each their own. Do what you want to do with it. The lock disengagement They give you enough area. As you can see, this cutout right here, you can easily get your finger in there, disengage it. You can easily work the knife left or right-handed. I'm right-handed, but I can do it both ways. That is a knife, that is, people. On this side, you got the same milled lines to go along with the front side of the knife. That anode is done perfectly on both sides. They do a great job on the anodization or coatings. You have their same pocket clip that they do on most of their knives, or yeah, pretty much most of their knives. Let's see. That's how it looks in a slanted pocket, and that's how it looks in a flat pocket. So not much of the knife sticking out. It gives you enough to pull the knife out of the pocket. There you go. And you still have that same, those lines milled in. I don't know if I said this or not. This is a Simon Craft design. He's done a good couple designs with WE, and I've liked most of them so far. Let's see. Make sure I didn't forget anything. One thing I noticed on this knife that I like a good bit is, being that they had this chamfer right here, they had to do the screw on the back side, and I think it looks a lot cleaner this way. Let's see if I have any knives that have that. Here's another WE on loan. See how they got the screw on this side? I like how they do that. It's not as noticeable. This is another one that, if it hasn't came out yet already, this is in the works. That's the ignition or igniter, I think. All right, so what's great about this knife, this right here, if you're looking for a sleek, slender, thin, just EDC lightweight knife, let's see what this guy weighs. It's pretty light. You know, they do a good job of milling out pockets. I don't know if I can show you that, but you see that up the top. You got some nice milled out pockets. They mill out as much as they possibly can. You can see that on the lock bar. Very, very nicely done. Here you go. Let's see. Hold on. They got something. I can't really make it out. I didn't take this knife apart because we got limited time with this, but it has, oh, it has Simon Craft written inside the knife right there. And let's see, I can't really make out, but that's pretty cool how they put that inside the frame like that. Let me go off camera and see if I can see what it says. Array. I see Simon Craft. And it says some other stuff, but I can't really make it out. Let's see what this guy weighs. 3.35 ounces. For an 8.5-inch knife, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. So I think I talked about just about everything that I really like about the knife, and I guess let's talk about some of my nitpicks. You know, and these are nitpicks. This knife functionally is perfectly sound. Another thing that WE always knocks it out of the park, their lockups are always bank fault. I cannot wiggle, I can't muscle anything out, and you know, with bearings on a knife, sometimes you can get some side-to-side play, but never have I experienced that with a WE knife. Okay, so some of my nitpicks, because you got to nitpick, you know, it can't be perfect. I'm not a huge fan of the zero grind, mainly because I don't know how I would sharpen that. I don't know if anybody has a zero grind WE knife and they have a fixed angle sharpening system. Tell me how it was to sharpen that. I don't know if I'd have to do something different to do that tip, but that's why I always stayed away from buying the knives with the zero ground like that. And then also you got a nicely, this is a flat ground, almost full flat, about 3/4 of the way, and it's about 0.02 behind the thinnest part of the edge, and then it abruptly gets thicker for this zero ground. So it's rather thick up here, and you can feel it. You can feel the thickness get there. It does, this swedge right here does make this, you know, taper down to a acute tip. So you do have a nice tip for piercing. But when I was cutting through cardboard, I noticed in this area, it cut great. And then once I got into this tip area, it started binding up. Let's see, I don't know if I can show this to you, but here's a cardboard I was cutting. You go down, Good, good. And then right here, it wants to slide out of the material. And it's not, something that's going to hurt the knife. But, if you like a high performer, just know that it is thicker toward the tip. And that's done intentionally. They did that intentionally. And, okay, that's their design choice. So that's not that big of a deal. And then once again, you got I wish they could anode this the same color as they did everything else. You got the blue anode here, here, and here. And then you have this gray. It just throws me off. I don't know. That's just another nitpick. Let's see. What else? Is there anything? You're not going to want to do any heavy torquing on this knife. I was shaving some wood and getting the feel for the ergonomics, and I did notice it wanting to turn in my hand whenever I was putting a lot of pressure, but I don't think that's the role of this knife. I only do that just to test the ergonomics. But there is one downfall in this knife for me, and y'all need to know it's me. See these hands? My hands are frail. They're beat up, and this might not be an issue for anybody else other than somebody with beat up hands. And it's always a huge knock I have on any knife that's a flipper, and it's a flipper with jimping behind the flipper. So when you do that, your finger's landing on this jimping. Now, I will say that this jimping, the way they did it, how it's going back this way, whenever you're flipping it this way and rubbing it this way, it doesn't grab your finger that much. Now, whenever you're pushing this way for traction, it grabs your finger in this direction. This direction, not so bad, but it does hurt my finger. But like I said, it probably won't hurt the average person's finger. I made my wife feel that. She said it wasn't so bad going this way, but this way it definitely did. And that's what you want. You want it to be able to lock in your finger from sliding forward, and it does a great job. This choil also, and this flipper tab, you definitely feel, that you're not going anywhere. And then in this spot right here, the jimping goes all the way up right here. So you're still locked in. You can do some nice fine precision work there. So let's get a few size comparisons, and I'll let you guys go. Another knife that kind of stays in this sleek but slender package is the CRKT Crossbones. And another one is the Smith & Sons Mud Bug made by GEC. So there you go. But this knife is still more slender than these two. Another one that reminds me is the HD Falcon, Almar HD Falcon, and it almost looks like the Falcon in as far as the dimensions this way. I measured it from here to here, and from this top to this top is about the same. So there you go. And another size reference that's closest in size to what I have on my table would be your Ontario Rat number 1. As far as length goes, these two are almost identical in length, if not identical. So if you want to know about how big it was, there you go. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but your grip area, I did. The grip area is 4 inches. So there you go. That's my first impressions and kind of partial review. We're only getting to see these knives for about a week, and that's totally understandable. They haven't even hit the market yet, so we're kind of giving our thoughts, and then we're hitting it on to the next guy. So kind of get as many views on this knife before it actually hits, so you can make your decision whether you think this knife's for you or not. So I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and let's get another quick close-up look if my camera wants to play nice. Love that anode stone wash look. So nice and classy looking. You got this nice milling. They do a lot of, and sorry I didn't do my homework before. Like I said, I see craft right there, and then array is right there. And I can't quite make out what the rest of it says, but just cool seeing them do that in the inside like that. I love how they keep their blades pretty much sterile, and they kind of hide the blade steel. So there you go. That's a nice new one from Simon Craft and We Knives of 2018. Hope everybody's having a good one. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Spread it to all your friends and family and all your social networks. And if you like my videos in general, hit that subscribe button if you're already not subscribed, so you don't miss any content and any giveaways that I have on this channel. And I'll see you next time. Peace.